Hey everyone, welcome back to LowKickMMA. My name's Alex Lerman, and today I am joined by Jamie Mullarkey. Jamie, how are you today, my man?
Good man, good. Good to be on the show.
Great to hear. Well, we're about what 2 weeks, 2 weeks separated from that fight with Prado, in Perth. And how are you feeling, physically and mentally, recovering from that?
Yeah, feeling good, man. Feeling good. Had a nice little break after the fight, but getting back into training now, and the body's healed up from a couple of little niggles and injuries through camp. So yeah, feeling good.
All right, good to hear. Well, let's dive a little deeper into that fight. So, when I was watching it, you look completely dominant. Obviously, got the unanimous decision victory. If you have rewatched the fight, I assume you have. How would you grade your performance in that one?
Yeah, I think I performed well. But I was a bit disappointed at the end of it that I didn't get the finish. I feel like I could have got the finish in that third round. But I think with this fight, just going off the opponent, the risk to reward was a very big gap. The risk of getting caught to the reward of going in for the finish, like because he's a dangerous guy, man. 11 first round finishes or whatever he had, or 11 finishes and like eight first round finishes. So I knew he would be dangerous for the whole 15 minutes. So that's why we just took the cautious approach. But yeah, there was things that I did well. I thought I mixed the levels up well. I mixed put a mixed martial arts display on, which was the whole game plan, and yeah, stayed out of that chaos that I tend to get in sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes that chaos can make for exciting fight, but obviously you have to manage the risk involved there. 100% agree with that. So in the first round, I noticed your grappling was crisp, and then later on in the fight, your stand up was really nice as well. Was the grappling something you game planned for?
Yeah, we had that idea of especially in that first round because he was always going to bring that crazy nervous new energy to a debut fight. So that was definitely a part of the game plan was to just put him on his back in that first round, get his muscles heavy, get everything a bit fatigued, and it seemed to work really well. I saw as soon as we come out for the second round, he was a little bit just looked a little bit slower and a little bit heavier, and was starting to react to some of my feints more. So yeah, it worked well.
All right, and I gotta ask now because from TV, from when I was watching on TV, the vibe in the arena looked electric. From your standpoint, from your perspective, how was that crowd in the Rack Arena?
Oh man, it was unreal. Fully like you hit the nail on the head. It was electric. Um, just walking out there, like when I was waiting to walk out, um, like the curtains kind of open, and we're just standing there waiting for my song to come on, and there's fucking so many people up around the sides just fucking yelling out my name, and no, it was cool, man, and like that, it was like sort of surreal when I was in there fighting. I think the first round and the third round. I really noticed it in the third round. Um, the crowd got a chant going, "Oh, Jamie Mullarkey." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, for like half a second, I was like, "Fuck, this is crazy." So many people just yelling my name, chant my name, but it definitely gave all the Aussies a push, like 100%. Um, and I knew it was gonna as well. And I think a big part of fighting at home for the first time in like 3 years, Ross, my coach was just telling me like just stay calm, don't let it get to you, don't let it, because that nervous energy can work against you as well, or like that home crowd advantage and the home crowd energy. So I just had that in my head the whole time in the dressing room, in the warm up room, walking out. I was like, just go to work. So this is just like another day in the gym.
Yeah, well, you definitely got the job done. And after the fight in the Octagon interview, you happened to call out a certain Scouser who doesn't think he can get knocked out. Is this call out something you're serious about? Do you actually want to see Paddy next?
Yeah, 100%. I would love to fight him. I don't know if he's booked or not at the moment.
Yeah,
But
I don't think he is right now.
yeah, well, like that's what I mean. If he's not booked, like I think it's the fight to make. Like we're both ranked around the same rankings. Be a good test for me, be a good test for him. Like I think that's the fight to make, and I really do believe I can stop him. I think I'm a higher fight. I've got a higher fight IQ. And yeah, that's it'd be a really exciting fight, and I'm dead serious about it. You know, that's the whole. I'm not much of a call guys out kind of guy anyway, but that was like my moment just to be like, all right, like I just fought a guy on debut. Like I've had 6 fights with the company, and I took the fight against a debut guy, just so I could fight. And yeah, I just was like, well, give us my shot at Paddy.
Yeah, I really love that call out. It was I think the crowd loved it too. They kind of erupted when you went on about that.
Yeah.
So since the call out, we haven't really heard much from Paddy in response. Do you think he's either avoiding you or do you think he's maybe a little scared? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Could be. I definitely think that he would want to avoid that fight. Um, I'm not too sure to tell you the truth. I haven't heard anything either. So yeah. To be honest, I don't even know if he's seen it. I think he would have seen it. But yeah, I reckon he could be avoiding it a little bit. But we'll see.
Yeah, personally, I'd love to see that fight get made. Obviously, two guys that love to stand and bang. That would just be a banger in my eyes. So now, obviously, coming off 2 weeks ago was this fight against Prado, and wanting to get Paddy in there against you. How many fights do you want this year, and when do you next want to get back in the octagon?
Yeah, I want to have a busy year, man. I would love to be back in there like late April or May. May would probably be perfect just to let these like couple of little niggles and injuries just kind of like have a little bit more time. But yeah, I want to get back in there ASAP. And my goal was I want to fight 4 times this year. Have a real busy year because we had 3 fights last year, but I had to pull out of the last one with injury. So yeah, we'll get busy this year, I think.
Nice. Can't wait for that. So there's been rumors of possible, the UFC returning to Australia and maybe a Sydney card has been in the rumor mill for later this year. Is that something that you'd like to get on?
Oh, 100%. Like not only the home crowd is a big part, but the jet lag, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I my last 4 fights before this one were in Vegas, and it's just like that bit of jet lag. It does make a difference. So any home fight, I'm sure every Australian is just going to be like screaming to get on it, you know. So yeah, for sure. I want to get on every home soil fight I can.
Absolutely. So I know you and Josh Culibao have been longtime friends, and you guys both got the win on the same night out there in Perth. How was that, and what was that moment like for you guys?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, man. Like I was seeing him come back in backstage, and we had a big hug, and we were just like, "Fuck!" It's like it's such a big moment for us, you know. Um, Both getting in the UFC together around the same time and fighting together, and through all the ups and downs and all the in between to get to the UFC. So that was a special moment, man. And like I said to him, like this is just the first of many. We want to be running amok on plenty of these cards coming up. So it's just the start for us.
That's awesome. That's really special to share between you guys. Um,
Yeah.
so now got a interesting question for you. So I think it was 2 fights ago, you took a loss to Turner, and then the fight before this one, got the victory over Michael Johnson, and obviously just came out with the win a couple weeks ago. Um, what areas do you think you have improved the most as an MMA fighter, just completely?
Um, yeah, it's a good question. I think my all round fight IQ. Um, mixing everything together. I think that's where I've improved the most since pretty much the start of last year. Been going down and training with freestyle MMA with Alex Volkanovski. That's been, and the whole team down there, that's been helping me a lot. Just getting good training partners, good sparring partners. But I would say the most improvement has been mixing every discipline together. That's where I've improved the most.
Just being completely well-rounded.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice. Well, speaking about Volk, there's been some talks recently about, the fallout after the fight with Islam and everything. Do you think that Volk should get an immediate rematch against Islam?
Yeah, well, I think so. I think he's definitely put a stamp on it to get that. Like how could you deny him of that? That was such a razor close fight. Like, if you look at that last round, man, like, Islam just survived. Like, if that was a fight to the death, Alex would have killed him. That's the way I see it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like Alex's mate or nothing like that. It's just the obvious. Like, very good fight, but like, I'm not saying robbery. I'm not saying nothing like that. That was a close fucking fight that could have gone either way. But with a fight that close for pound status and Volk jumping up a weight class, and not only jumping up a weight class, but jumping up in one camp. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, he hasn't been carrying that amount of mass and that weight on his body for a long time. Like, we've all seen John Jones jumping up to heavyweight. He's doing it the right way, like taking a very time to let his body adjust to having all that weight on, having that mass, that strength. Because your cardio is not the same, your speed's not the same. It's an adjustment, and like, obviously, Alex did it fucking very well in a single camp. Like, so against the pound for pound number 2, Islam's been just wrecking dudes. He's been taking guys down and just absolutely mauling them. Alex has kind of exposed that he's not invincible now. So yeah, I think definitely that's what should be next. In my opinion, I think automatic rematch. Let him settle it once and for all.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think that the result from that fight definitely warrants them to run it back as soon as possible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, I know Volk's your man and all, and I know you said it wasn't a robbery, but do you think Volk won, or do you think Islam won? Do you think the decision was correct?
Man, razor close. Like I said, they both did such a good job. Islam had control time. In my personal opinion, I think Volk won because, like, I don't know. I just see I had it 2-2 going into the 5th. I had rounds 1 and 4 for Islam. They both had knockdowns. I had rounds 2 and 3 to Volk, and then obviously that last round, Volk put a beating on, and then also in the way that you see how they won each round, Alex did more damage. He did a lot more damage. I think he got held was just holding him, and Volk was fucking punching him in the head, saying, "Come on, man, like, finish me." That's just my personal opinion. Again, razor close. It was such a good fight to both guys, but I think that Alex edged it out.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get that rematch soon to settle the score, I guess, clearly. But Jamie, I think that's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time. And before I let you go real quick, do you want to shout out any sponsors or plug some social medias that you might have? I'll give you the time for that right now.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'd just like to thank all my sponsors and supporters. You all know who you are, and it's means a lot to have you all with me, and let's keep the train going.
Absolutely. Well, Jamie, hope to see you in the octagon again real soon, hopefully against Paddy. That would be awesome. And just really, again, appreciate you for coming on the show, and hope to speak to you again soon.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. Appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good one.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.